Okay, welcome back to Tank Tuesday. So last week I built, for a quick recap, I built the trigger and firing mechanism for the cannon. Basically you twist that red pin pushes that, twists it around, pulls this bar back, stretches the rubber band, which is what causes it to pull forward fast, and launches back in there. This is a design that I have built to be hopefully today. For sure, I want to get a motor hooked up to this right here so that it can function with a motor, and a magazine hooked up right here, like a free bullet shell magazine that won't take up too much space, but will kind of sit into the tank, like I'm guessing the tank to be about this high. Here, and have like the motor here, the magazine here, have that whole section rotate, the cannon, and the barrel right here. So, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so after a hour of building, this is what I've come out with. I made a lot more progress this week. I hooked up the motor right here, the extra large Technic motor, to a small gear, and this is the smallest Lego gear you can get, and pretty sure this is one of the largest, so that this will slow the motor speed down and increase its strength, so I don't have to worry about too much strain on the motor when it goes to pull this back. I at the moment have the rubber band off to show how the loading mechanism works for the magazine. So what you would do is you push this down, And that is the piece that will, let's see if I can, there, like that. See, I already have a piece loaded in, and it just kind of sits there. But when you load it, you have to load it from the bottom, and then get it in there. Once it's still working on the loading, but then you have one piece here, one piece there. Those are loose in there, hooked up to this, which has the rubber band, which loops all the way around to the bottom, which has these connected. And here's the other side, 2 bars just to hold the pieces in. And then when it goes to fire, what it will do is you would pull this back, and you should see this pop up. And I pull this back far enough. There. It got stuck. Like I said, it's still working out some of the problems, and I didn't have it fully pushed back. And then it would go forward. It should just push that piece out. And of course, it wouldn't do that with the rubber band on it. It'd shoot it, it'd go flying. Then you would pull this back again. It pops up again. And there you have it. It would pull it far enough back. Make sure it's in there. And and there it goes. So, that is what I got done. And then I started working on how to rotate this, because I think this is the mechanism done. It's done. I don't have the technique. I don't know how to call it, plating pieces. Plating. Maybe buying those, but it'll probably look like a skeleton for a while. So it won't actually look like a tank, but it will function like one. But this gear system would change. I just was experimenting in the last couple minutes I had left. So I have this white gear here, which is a piece that when pushed too far, the motor won't strain the motor, because basically there's a piece inside the gear that when the gear meets a resistance, it'll continue to spin, that section there, but the gear won't. So I'm going to use that. And the problem I've run into is that this right here is 1.5 studs long. It needs to be 2 studs long to go straight through this right here. See, it only kind of rests a little bit in there. So I'm going to have to find something out like that, but it'll have these little pieces here. It'll turn, it'll stop, so I don't turn it too much, because I don't want to be wrapping my cord up. So I'd rather just build a system to stop it if it spins too far. And I don't really want to mess with that too much, because that caused some issues when I was, well, if you paid attention to the time lapse, it would have done that. So that is what I got done this week, and thanks for watching. See you next week.